Thank you. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, thank you for inviting at this conference. I guess really one of the best conferences I actually have ever seen. It is a really cool merge of blockchain and finance. I could hardly find before such conferences, and we have really good experience in conferences as we had plenty of road shows, deploying the products, etc. Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Ruslan Gavrilyuk. I'm actually the president and the CEO and the co-founder of TaaS. TaaS is a token as a service. Let me brief you shortly what it is. Probably some of you know, some of you heard already about that. Token as a service. We came up with the idea like 1.5 years ago. We were managing the funds, crypto funds, private assets before, and we have seen the big challenge, big issue on the market, that there are no actually professional funds, no structured funds on the market. That's why we came up with the idea to provide customers, users with a service, token as a service. We sold out membership, got like 4,000 users that are still happy with us, yeah, and I hope will be happy further down. So we did our ICO like almost 1 year ago, raised some funds. Nobody believed us because we are what? We are from Ukraine, okay, some dodgy guys, or whatever is happening, trying to penetrate some international market. Where are you guys? What are you doing? You have a lot of scams, you have a lot of this stuff, blah, blah, blah. You have a lot of corruption. And that was actually pushing us towards to prove to the world that this is different and that blockchain doesn't have any borders. So despite all the disbeliefs, despite all the facts, we started our campaign. We raised about $7.6 million when the market was about $15 billion. Into comparison now, how much? Like about 600 billion, yeah? I didn't look today. So it was really cool experience, good roadshow, really good team we assembled. Right now we have performed, we are about to close the third quarter, but what about the closed-end? It was the first tokenized closed-end fund actually in the space in the world. But it has some limitations. We are allowed actually due to our white paper to trade only with the cryptocurrencies and invest in tokens, not securities. Not even security tokens. That's why our main activity was balancing the portfolio, trading every day, and investing in early stage ICOs. That's why we were limited in the activity and came up with the idea to do it traditional way. Because of the challenges we're going to talk about later, we decided to make another fund, TaaS Capital Fund, that is already been registered in Luxembourg. I'm going to show you details later. Challenges. What we this slide is really cool, but is endless. This guy is running. Is not. It has a reason, yeah, for that. I asked to stop writing all the challenges that are on the market, but it is really important for all the investors and all the participants to know the possible risk and hidden risks. So we are aware that there is really immature infrastructure in place, right? Lack of transparency in funds management, definitely. That was provoking, that was actually pushing us to provide certain solutions we're going to talk about later to provide the transparency from the very beginning. High volatility markets is not a secret. Blockchain traditional markets clashes, definitely when we are looking to open the bank account or use some traditional tools. We always find the clashes between the blockchain and traditional market. Lack of reliable data. Wow, yeah, the internet, I guess, is overwhelming with the information. There are so many experts on the place. There are so many journalists on the place, in the space, yeah, that everybody is a specialist, everybody is an expert, and sometimes they are over-abusing the power of the freedom of the word and the lack of responsibility. That's why they are misleading people and giving not the right information that pushes people the wrong way. Like recently it happened with the CoinMarketCap when they recalculated indexes, right? Nobody knew about that. Like, yeah, people knew about that, but the majority started thinking that the market is falling down. Can you imagine, like a couple days ago, what's going to happen if they recalculate the index on this Black Monday, Black Friday, yeah? Black Monday, Black Tuesday, yeah? I guess there might be a problem. So we have a lot of security gaps and vulnerabilities we're going to talk about as well. Limited professional expertise and due diligence. I can hardly name companies that are doing proper due diligence on the projects in early investing stages in ICOs. Majority, oh, this project, we heard about that. Yeah, gonna be cool, cool team, cool this, nice. Yeah, we're gonna invest. How much? This one. Here we go. 10x, good. Legal aspects of unregulated field as well. That's why we're moving this way, because we're gonna have much more possibilities, much more instruments in place. We're going to be able to trade with the derivatives. We're going to be hedge in real fiat, not USDT, and suffer from omni-chain overwhelmed transactions where you are risking to hedge your funds. Deal flow hurdles as well concerns the possibility to enter the market and to make a proper deal. We have the experience for that. We could put risk management and tax reporting compliance. Really few people are talking about tax reporting compliance. If we're going to calculate everything in the cryptocurrency, in the end of the day, the fiat wins. Because what? We have some jurisdiction, we need to pay taxes. In what we pay taxes? Yeah. Luckily or unfortunately, we are paying taxes in fiat. USD, Euro, Swiss francs, whatever it is. Having all these challenges, we came up with an already really appropriate and developed solution in place. We have in-house project evaluation due diligence procedures, effective portfolio risk management strategies, cryptographic audit, Kepler platform, multi-layer security, develop legal structure, have all the tools concerning trading, analytics, and development expertise. I'm going to talk about that details because I think it worth attention. With the new fund, about this strategy is really important what we're going to do. It will allow us to trade not only in cryptocurrencies and crypto assets, but also to invest in fiat in some early stages blockchain projects, or to buy stocks or buy equities. But what kind of stocks, what kind of equities? I'm talking about tokenized one, because I'm really a believer of the next stage of blockchain market, that it will be globally tokenized, but the tokenized equities, tokenized securities, this is what I see the future is. Because we're going to see many utility tokens that will be replaced by Bitcoin or Ethereum, going to fall down, and there is no reason for investors to hold them. But with the tokenized securities, tokenized equities, it is a really cool future for majority of companies. The fund is seeking to generate, actually, Paul was talking before. Yeah, you are all cool, so you declare your funds in USD or Euro. What am I to do? What are the currency that tax compliance accepts, or like the regulator accepts? They don't care about Bitcoin, they don't care about Ethereum. They want to know how much money I'm going to pay in taxes, or how much, what are my fees, not in Bitcoin, but in fiat. But the key thing, he was absolutely right, is to overperform alpha. That's why the rebalancing portfolio risk management is really key, and how you find the appropriate approach to that is really important. It took us like really a couple months, I guess, even like a half a year. We tried different strategies. We're rebalancing. Right now, we turned out to have like about 100 fundamental coins that are divided into different, diversified in different fields that have certain criteria that pass our criteria in our list, due diligence list. And we have proper strategy that we are reviewing every 3 months, because with the current fund, TaaS fund, we have to pay out every quarter. That's why the strategy is based on the terms of investment within the 3-6 months. What else we have in the strategy for the next fund is algorithmic arbitrage trading. It is really cool features, really cool tools we have in place. Right now, we're going to launch derivatives, algorithmic trading in derivatives for Bitcoin on the Chicago Exchange. There is a good possibility for arbitrage. As far as I'm aware, there are like 20 contracts on one exchange and about 100 contracts on the other exchange. It will help us to do the algorithm arbitrage trading as well between cross arbitrage, so-called between the different jurisdictions as well. We have developed couple robots, for market making and for arbitrage as well. As I mentioned earlier, ICO and TGA investing in tokens is really important, and how you do it is really important as well due to due diligence lease. We're going to talk in that details as well. Early stages equities investments in blockchain startups, tokenized ones. To what investors care about, what do I personally care about? I care about efficiency, transparency, and security, especially in the blockchain space. To provide transparency, we have built the cryptographic audit. Is going to be the next version right now, edited. What it allows to validate all the transactions, all the wallets we have, all the history we have. So we had about like 20,000 trades, within the 9 months. Can you imagine the spreadsheets? If we enlarge these Excel sheets, you can see this like really small piece. We had to change for our CFO computer like 3 times. I guess he can mine right now. Because it was freezing all the time. Because when you have the real-time data and when you have the processing data over here, it's really difficult. And you have a lot of trades actively managing the portfolio, and we don't include even the algorithmic trading here because it's going to add like 100,000 transactions more. So it is a key product for us, and it was built. We have negotiations actually with a couple of regulators, like in Liechtenstein, Singapore, starting in Luxembourg and Malta, to provide the cryptographic audit as a standard for the funds to validate the history, validate balances, because you can do incredible things. You have the bank account, you have the Bitcoin bank account, you do trades, In the end of the quarter, you show, oh gosh, I lost 10%. So, like, no profit. But in the fact, who is tracing all the wallets being opened, all the transactions being done? How many purchases and sales were done? Nobody. That's why I guess was a reason in stock exchanges in the United States why they shut down a couple big names, big companies that were trading cryptocurrencies because they couldn't validate the history. They couldn't validate the story. They couldn't validate the wallets and if it matches or not. If it is really like so. If you ask the auditing firm to do that, it will take ages. So we're going to have user-friendly interface, and this data is available not only for the investors, but for everybody. So our policy was to stay as much open, no corruption. We had enough in Ukraine, So to provide maximum transparency for the users, for the customers. With the help of other tools that we have in-house developed intelligence platform, Kepler, it accounts actually market analytics, market research, order management. It's a huge product where it's like a single gateway to cryptocurrencies. We're doing and dealing with that like 24 hours a day. And we really see the problems, what we are meeting, what we are facing, what challenges, and we would like to see it better, and we would like to see this solution sorted. That's why we were building Kepler platform, a single gateway for like retailers and institutional investors. That's the easy gate to operate from. Where you can find, you don't need to jump from one website to another website to register, to get your private keys in one exchange, then another exchange. And if you have like 1,000 accounts on exchange, can you imagine how much time is consuming and what the kind of book you have of private keys? and how you can secure yourself. So really challenging. This is a good solution, and many features are already in place, and it's going to be open to public. It's going to be open to not only for ourselves. We are benefiting that as well, definitely, because we are the first client. But will be helpful for retailers. It will be helpful as well for traders, because due to cryptographic audit and the order management book and the portfolio management tool, you can actually prove to the customers how good trader you are. Because we are talking about the performance. Okay, we bought at this stage and sold at this stage. This is the performance in percentage. Really nice, cool. But what about concerning the whole market, or all the positions you had in the exchange, or all the positions you have in your portfolio? They should be reflected in the proper way. When we are talking about security, is the third main thing that we are trying to not to gamble with. That's why we're building in partnership with other company, multi-layer secure wallet is a kind of storage that will be really good solution for custodian as well. Because when you can sign the transaction in release without having the blockchain, but the final one gives you possibility to do the transaction, it really makes sense. It saves you time. The actually structure in the bank is not horizontal. They're coming back to the traditional one, vertical one, with all the securities in place. Multi-signature wallets, definitely 2FA, 3FA authentication. What we are doing, we have a partnership with the White Hat Hackers Group. We were actually investing in Hacken. They raised pretty good, like about 5 million, if I'm not mistaken. What they are providing 0-day platform, all the vulnerabilities you can find. And as a matter of fact, regularly we do the stress test for our system as well. And this is the key, and this is really important for everybody else, all the funds who are managing the funds, to do that as well. So, how do we do investment? Yeah, there is really worked out decision-making stages. Okay, at the beginning it is project origination, then we have to do, of course, comprehensive due diligence, SWOT analysis, risk, negotiations. Negotiations is one of the most toughest one, yeah, because you have to make the best deal for the fund, and you have to be sure about the people who are in charge of the product they're gonna deliver. We had a couple cases that we didn't invest. The project was really cool. I cannot tell you which ones, but we couldn't reach the owners of the product. And it is really common in ICO space, in blockchain space, to reach the founders, to reach the management. And these guys refuse to talk to the fund, not to the actually some retail investors in the group or Telegram or anywhere else. That's why we had to decline that, even if we had the good conditions. So we are trying to follow all the stages. Of course, investment decision is making, marketing, project monitoring. This is what everybody should do in the investment space, because we care till the moment when we invested, made the good deal, the token is listed, there is a good price discovery, there is good liquidity. Oh, we got some profit, sell it, nice. But what we do, we follow all the projects we invested in. We are following if they are delivering what they were promised to do, if they are following all the rules they were promising to the public. And the most severe regulator in this field is the community, actually. Because if you want to try to change some rules or change some conditions, they're going to eat you. They don't want to accept anything else. Or you have to be really, it should be really good sentiment in the group, in the community. We are talking to them like every day. But thanks God, we have good community and we are receiving good feedbacks and good advices even, yeah. So, yeah, and final stage is exit rebalancing. Because when we are investing in the coin, Till there is no price discovery, there is no liquidity. This is just an investment. And when there is a price discovery and liquidity for that, this coin becomes the part of the portfolio. Currently, we are managing about like 40 coins. Yeah. So the main ones, of course, the Bitcoin and the Ethereum. We have some hedging in USDT, but as I mentioned before, challenging a bit. Yeah. And we're calling that the other coins, and there are about 38. Due diligence. These are the main key points what we are trying to follow. Marketing, funding, you see them. And this is how our checklist looks like. So we're trying to get all these stages done in place and have all the answers to all these stages. And I wish all the companies are doing the same. Yeah, that's why we would have some better projects in this space, and we would have some really good teams in the place. About our performance, yeah, where you can find all the information is actually available on the cryptographic audit, or it is available as well in quarterly reports that are public to everybody. Here are some figures. I had to change them because I had better ones on the 15th of January. Yeah, but I considered it, let's make it realistic. 17th, the market was down. Finally, it's going to be a bit up, yeah. This is about the investments we did in the projects, the early stages. These are the figures. Funds being raised, 1.6 billion. These projects that have raised these funds. Concerning investments, we invested about like 4.2, right? And current valuation of these investments is about this, like 882. That doesn't mean actually that we hold all the coins. As I mentioned before, the main target is to rebalance. So far, there is a price discovery. If this position is taking 12% and this position should take 1%, of course, it's reasonable to sell and cut your position off. These are top projects by ROI. Yeah, you see, Icon was actually 10,000%, like on the 15th. Yeah, they dropped down, but still, they are looking good. We are still overperforming the alpha. And it is really cool to, when the market is growing, your target as a fund to be better than the market. Yeah, when the market is going down, of course you are going down. Yeah, I would like to see the people who are managing like 100 million, 10 million, 50 million, and the market is going down and they are going up. Yeah, especially when the market is going down like 30%, 50%. So our goal is to make it really realistic and to fall down, but not so quick as the market goes down. Here you can see the all investment statistics we have. As of today, you can find them easily everywhere. Track record, we had, yeah, as I mentioned before, we had over 20,000 transactions executed, about 6.5 million invested, contributed into 25 projects, among 500 plus projects that we have analyzed. We have chosen only 25. So over 4 million within 2 quarters were distributed to token owners as the payout. Lifetime asset under management was net assets under value, you see, about 600%. This is about our own token. Lifetime TaaS token value growth exceeded 700%. 2 days ago, it was about 900%. Yeah, so the ROI is about 65 and ROA about 130%. How going to look like this current structure of not tokenized closed-end fund, but of TaaS capital fund that I'm talking about? It is registered in Luxembourg. We are having managing partner, licensed broker actually in Malta. Manager is based in Malta. We're acquiring license. Holding companies in Malta. General partner based in Luxembourg. All the names will be available as we are preparing the press release for that. Legal audit is done by Cretrust, Luxembourg. To provide the transparency, we are using cryptographic audit tool. I mean, concerning the blockchain, not the assets, not the equity securities. That is clearly, that is really auditable. And we have limited partners. So the structure is quite clear, but it took a while to find the proper jurisdictions, to make proper negotiations, good partners. We have really experienced partners and traders in Malta, trade exec, Jean-Marc, Cedric. Yeah, we're going to talk about the team. These are the team. We have the core team that is in charge of Kepler, TaaS Fund 1, TaaS Capital Fund, cryptographic audit. We have about 6 people trading. Analytical team is about 6 people. Legal people all over the world, United States, Singapore, Luxembourg, Switzerland. Development team is about 25 people, but really we are increasing and need more people, yeah. About subscriptions, yeah, as I mentioned before, it is more traditional way, more accessible way for the financial world, traditional one. They want to deal with the blockchain, but want to deal in the way it is clear for everybody and it is understandable for institutional investors. So we have 2 share classes, accumulating and distributing class. Accumulating one is more accessible for institutional investors, and distributing class is actually applicable more for retail investors and high worth net worth individuals. No subscription or redemption fee, 220. Structure is clear subscription in USD, Euro, minimum 100,000 euro. So that's it. Thank you. Welcome to Crypto World. Yeah.